If only you guys knew the pain I was in sitting on my bottom because my butt cheeks are absolutely burnt to a crisp, and even just sitting on them causes them extreme pain. Oh, what joys we are experiencing here in Punta Cana. The weather is beautiful. I've just been vacationing on a personal vacation off the grid for a week. But you know what I was missing? I was missing this. So I was like, I wanted to film a video. I haven't worn makeup for a week. And I was like, I wanted to do a tropical makeup. It was honestly really inspired by this eyeshadow palette because it came through and I was like, this is the most tropical makeup palette I've ever seen. So I wanted to put it on my face. So that's what I did. So this is the finished makeup look today. It's quite fun. Anyways, let me just cut to the very beginning and let's get started. So the first thing that I did was put on sunscreen. I have like this Dermalogica, what is it called? Let me get it. Brought this to the beach, so this is all dirty. So I've been using the Dermalogica Dynamic Skin Recovery SPF 50. Now I normally use the Dermalogica SPF, I think it's called the Oil Free Matte 30. That's like my daily SPF, but I ended up going for a bit higher when I'm out here because it's super hot. So I've already put that on my face, so that's good to go. Also, just a random FYI, I also use this Nivea Sun Soleil lip balm all over my lips, just because I think it's really important to put sunscreen on your lips. People always forget and then your lips burn, and that's just really not a good situation. Oh, and you know what, while we're talking about SPF and sun safety, I also use this Tarte Guard 30. It's like a mineral sunscreen powder. Now this is really good if you are, say, wearing makeup outside, which I'm gonna be honest, I haven't worn makeup all week, but if you just wanna like use this on the beach, kind of touch up and just reapply sunscreen, or if you're someone who I guess is like a bit more oily, you don't wanna have a bunch of oils on your face, this could be a good option. This actually smells really good. But yeah, that's been like my SPF situation while I've been away. There is like this crazy beach party that's super loud outside. I hope this audio doesn't become extremely distracting. Okay, so it's been about 30 degrees here every single day, and whenever I'm in a hot climate, I hate to wear, whoa, this hasn't been open since like the airplane. You know when you have liquids and you travel and like the air pressure makes the liquids like ooze all out? This is like exploding. So whenever I'm in a hot climate, I hate to have anything heavy on my skin, especially if I'm just like laying up by the beach. Like one, I'm not trying to look cute for anyone, and two, I wanna get like a nice even suntan. I don't wanna have makeup everywhere. So I really don't wanna go in with a ton of foundation because I want it to feel really natural. I am using MAC Face and Body, and that's like a very lightweight foundation. But really, if you're not looking for a lot of coverage, any tinted moisturizer or something like that will do. And just kind of focus that on the areas where you need it. I always kind of like to start with the central part of my face and then just kind of like feather it out. And then where I have a couple of blemishes, I'll go in with more of a full coverage concealer to kind of deal with that. But for the most part, I want this like natural, healthy glow to kind of peek through, and I don't want it to look like I've got a lot on. Now, if you are someone that has a bit more oily skin or you find you sweat off your makeup easily, I would recommend going in with like a pore refining, a primer underneath. For me, sometimes I'll do that in my T-zone, but it's weird. The weather here, as hot as it is, it's not very humid. It's more of like a dry heat, so I feel like I haven't been like sweating very often, despite it being super, super warm. Okay, so that's just kind of evened out the skin a little bit and taken away my, you know, slight sunburn. Next, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of concealer. Now I have a bunch of different concealers here, but I honestly think none of them are gonna match me properly. I'm thinking Macadamia might be the right one. Yeah, this is gonna be the closest match. We'll see if it actually works. I feel like I tan very easily, and I was like literally laying under a sunbed all day and trying to get no sun because I don't wanna burn or get too dark. But yeah, this is a little light, but it'll work. But yeah, I definitely have that type of skin that I have like one day outside and I'm already like 5 shades darker. So I'm just taking this under the eyes. I also tend to get dark more on like the corner of my eye there, so I like to pop a little extra there. And then we'll start with that. So if you do want more precise coverage, sometimes I like to use this IT Cosmetics, this tiny little nub here. For the most part, I will just go with the Beauty Blender and just kind of stamp it out. But I guess, you know what, I haven't done makeup in a week. I'm down to take some more time on it. So I like to kind of press and stamp the product in. That's how you get a bit more coverage on those areas. And then I kind of diffuse it out sometimes with my finger or like even a larger brush, blend that out to the rest of the skin. So I find that technique looks a lot more natural on any blemishes versus just using a super full coverage foundation all over. It's actually very rare that you'll see me ever use a full coverage foundation. That's just not personally, at least what I like of myself. There's a time and a place for it though, for sure. Now I'm just waiting for my friends to come and yell at me because I told them I was just running back to the room. I had a couple of work things I had to do. I've been pretty good. I've been like unplugged for the week, just kind of taking a personal vacation, catching up with friends, and just truly relaxing. But I had a few things that I had to run back to the room to do because we didn't have Wi-Fi out on the beach. And And then I was like, you know what? I kind of feel like doing my makeup. I'm just gonna film a quick little makeup vid. They're probably like, Jaclyn, where are you? It's been like literally 2 hours since I left. Sorry guys if you're watching this. Okay, so I think that is pretty much the main thing. I always like to kind of go over with a beauty blender just to make sure you can't see any of those lines. Okay, next we're gonna go in with some contour. Now I love to use a cream contour. You guys know I love cream products. Even in the heat, I still like to use cream products. I just kind of reinforce it with a powder just to make sure that it lasts. But I'm just going in with, this is a Benefit Hoola contour stick. This is like really old, probably should replace. I know there's lots of like makeup expires, whatever, but my theory with makeup expiring, if you're only using it on yourself, and I mean, I have like 99% alcohol, I keep things very clean. As long as it doesn't smell weird or look weird, and I'm not breaking out from it, if it's a little over the timeline people say, I think it's okay. I've heard people say that you should throw mascara like a month after opening it. Like, to be honest, I think I've had this mascara that I have here open for a year and I still use it. And fortunately, knock on wood, no pink eye yet. I don't really know if this contour color is doing too much since I already have a tan, but I guess it's just being more intentional with where the tan is sitting. So I always kind of buff into the hairline there. Can't decide what's better, if using the viewfinder is better or using my little mirror. I hate doing my makeup in like a little handheld mirror. I don't know why, it drives me nuts though. And again, just whatever you have left over, I always kind of bring that down the jawline. Just kind of helps that little jawline pop. So I feel like for the past week, I've exclusively been living on like French fries and margaritas. So not too sure how I'm doing health-wise, but you know what, I'm feeling pretty good, so that's good. I've actually never done an all-inclusive before. This is my first time coming, so I didn't really know what to expect. And I have to say, it's been very relaxing. Just a little bit on the brow bone, down the nose. Okay, now moving on, I'm gonna do a little blush. I think I have a cream blush here. Do I have a cream blush here? Ooh, I actually got some new Nude Sticks products in the mail. So I packed this one up first. This is the Nude Sticks Poppy Girl. This is a cream blush. It was a collab with Mary Phillips, who is like my icon. She's just one of the best makeup artists and I love her techniques. Anyways, I'm just, you know, rambling here. Love this blush. I used this a ton last summer. So I packed that one because I know it tends to go well with the tan and pop really good. But then these actually ended up in the mail. I actually have another one too. I don't know where I put it. It might be in my purse. These are the new Nude Sticks Magnetic Lip Plush Paints. This one here is in Sweet Sangria. And this is like more of a fiery bright red. And then this one here is in Wakiki Rose. Am I saying that right? I'm sorry if I just butchered that. And this is more of like a dusty, everyday kind of nude. But these are really cool. You're supposed to be able to use these as like a lip paint, a blush, and an eyeshadow. So I could use that for a blush today. I actually feel like these colors are very similar, the Sweet Sangria and the Poppy Girl. The thing though, I do like how with Poppy Girl, it has more of like a dewy finish. So maybe I'll save these for later for the lips. Anyways, those look very intriguing. I love Nude Sticks. I think that brand is fabulosity. I need to stop saying that. I started saying that ironically. You know when you say a word like making fun of it and then it slowly starts to creep into your vocabulary? That was that for me. So I like to put that product actually on the back of my hand and then just go in with more of a synthetic kind of stippling brush and just pop that on the cheeks. Ooh, she's been seeing sun, baby. I just absolutely love blush. When I was younger and when I first started getting into makeup, I used to think blush was the most pointless thing. I was like, I want to put concealer on and foundation to get rid of my red face and my red cheeks. So I never really understood the point of blush, so I just would never do it. But wow, I cannot get enough of it. It really just adds life to the face, as all the beauty gurus say. But like, come on, that looks so much better. Like a little boop, boop, boop. I will say, I typically tend to go a bit more overboard with blush. I actually found with myself that blush wears off the quickest, so I tend to go a little heavy-handed when I'm applying my makeup, and I kind of let it settle, and then when I'm done the makeup, I'll take a look, and if it still looks too crazy, I'll kind of tone it down. But for the most part, it's kind of settled in and balanced out at that point, so I always do. I do the crazy cheeks, I can't help it. Now since this is more of a beach kind of makeup, vacation makeup, I am gonna take this across the nose as well, and this will just kind of give you that little sunburnt look. I think the sunburnt look is actually super chic, but real sunburns aren't chic, so wear your sunscreen and just fake it with makeup. And then again, I like to kind of just pull that through the crease just to kind of keep it all feeling very natural. So now it's normally at this step where I start to use a little bit of powder. Now, I definitely am not afraid of powder, especially in the more hotter climates. I definitely think that it's necessary, and if I sit out in the sun for more than 5 minutes, I will melt, things will move. I actually just packed this all-nighter Urban Decay powder, and I've only used this once or twice before, but I'm a huge fan of the all-nighter line. Like, I use the spray all the time. I love the packaging. It's got like all these like water droplets, like the mascara that I use too. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is use this to set the makeup. Now, I don't really know if this powder makes your makeup waterproof. I mean, I could go into the ocean later tonight and I'll keep you posted if it lasts or not. But the idea of it sounded right. So I'm gonna go with a little tapered highlighting brush and just very strategically place where I want that to go. So for me, I find that under my eyes, I'm very expressionate when I talk, and so my powder tends to crease and move. So I like to kind of just press and stamp that under the eyes, down the sides of the nose because girl be greasy over there, chin. And this doesn't really add any color. I think it's supposed to be translucent. It might give a little bit of a cast, so if you do have a deeper skin tone, I would be careful, but maybe they do other shades. I'm actually not familiar. I do the forehead as well, and that's mainly, again, just to prevent creasing, just because I talk a lot and my eyebrows raise, so this just helps lay the foundation flat. And then whatever I have left over, just kind of on the nose, on the eyelids. But I'm gonna kind of basically leave the whole perimeter in that area unset, because we are gonna go in with more of a color product to set it as well as intensify the color. Is that making sense? I'm gonna go in with some Hoola bronzer. Again, this is super old and like kind of on its last leg, but I love to finish up a makeup product and like hit pan and like not waste it, so here I go. So I'm gonna take this, and again, instead of kind of just like sweeping and moving all of the makeup and all the cream that we put underneath, I kind of like to stamp and kind of press and flick away. So I'm gonna kind of follow the natural like cheekbone shape, kind of place this where you would put more of a contour and a bronze, bronzer. Oops, that is my phone. So kind of stamping and then buffing away after. And that just kind of controls where the product goes more, so that way you don't end up looking like super muddy and just super overboard with the bronzer. You know what I mean. We've all seen someone, or been that someone, who has just gone too crazy. If you Google Jaclyn Forbes 2015, you will see some very horrendous YouTube videos of me where I did not understand my limits with bronzer. Please don't Google that. That's not good. Again, whatever's left over, just bring that down. Oh wow, there is a group of people out there who are watching me film this. Hello. Subscribe at Jaclyn Forbes. So the reason that I chose to not set the entire face and just kind of set it with this powder step is just really to use minimal amounts of layers on the skin. I'd rather, instead of using a translucent powder to set and then go in with a colored bronzer, the bronzer is the powder anyways, let's use that to set and also add the color. So it just is, again, being more strategic with the products that you're using, instead of adding unnecessary layers when we don't want too many layers. Again, whatever I have left over in the brush, just gonna bring that down the side of the nose. So this is something that I like to do with bronzer to add a little bit, again, of that sun-kissed look, but also I typically like my nose to be a bit thinner and to appear a bit more contoured, so I kind of do this as part of my contouring step as well. It's really funny. It took me a long time to kind of figure out how I like to contour my nose, but I think I finally kind of figured out a way. I have a very undefined nose, like there's not much definition around the nostrils, and the bridge is a bit more wide and like, I don't know, undefined, so I like to define it a bit more. Then I'm gonna take more of a loose fluffy brush. This is actually one of my favorite eyeshadow brushes. This is the Inglot 6SS brush. I don't even know if they make this anymore. I got this about probably 5 years ago, and I use this pretty much every single time I do my makeup. I found so many brushes that look similar to this, but it's just not quite right. I like how it tapers at the end. It's super fluffy, really dense but soft, and it really is good at diffusing color. You wouldn't really use this brush for a lot of detail work or to put something very, you know, carefully onto the eye. This is more to kind of loosely disperse the product or blend something out. So I just have a little bit of literally just like what's left over in like the lid there. I find I just like have a little bit of product in there. So I take it on the brush and just kind of tilt my head back and loosely, like with a very light hand, I'm holding the brush like back here, not like with a lot of pressure. Tilt it back. Hello, hello. Give me 1 second. We have a guest. Welcome. Okay, so text me when you're done.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing the orange makeup look, I think.
Nice. Can't wait to see.
Yeah, you can come over and do your makeup here if you want companionship.
Yeah, I'll text you.
Okay, let me know.
I'm just gonna shower.
I know, same. I washed my hair. I was like, this is reviving. Where were we? That was Tori. If you guys don't watch Potty Talk, that is my Potty Talk co-host. So if you're looking for a podcast, Our tagline is literally the podcast where we should talk ourselves. We just talk about basically our failures and the not so Instagram worthy moments. So when you're done watching this makeup tutorial, go listen to Potty Talk. That was a very organic plug. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of highlight. I have another one from Nude Sticks. Can you tell I'm obsessed with Nude Sticks? They just do really good cream products. And again, that whole kind of like no makeup kind of vibe. Sometimes I hate saying that. No makeup. Like, girl, trust, I be wearing makeup. I'm not trying to lie about that. So I'm just gonna take that Hey Honey shade. This is like a really nice golden kind of shade. It reflects so nice. So I'm gonna put that again on the back of my hand. The reason I like to do this, it just kind of warms up the product. And especially when you're using a stick like this, if you put that directly on the skin, sometimes I find it can pull off what you've done underneath, and it'll kind of leave you with like an empty, like no foundation mark, which is not what I want. So I find putting it on the finger, or like even a brush, and then popping it on the skin, just gives me more of the effect that I'm going for. Now, I typically don't like crazy, overly like blinding highlight. I feel like the makeup world in general has kind of backed away from the crazy highlight and more into like the glossy look. And this is really a perfect balance between the two. There's not necessarily like big shimmers in here, but it also gives you kind of like that glossy, like coconut oil, dewy look. Did that make sense? Basically like you've been marinating in the sun and you're kind of a little greasy. I'd rather look a little more greasy than powdery, I think, for the most part. That depends, actually, I take that back. One time I was doing this, I also want to say this because then you guys are gonna Google it and see this interview, and I've literally never posted it because I just really made a bad call in life one day. I was shooting an on-air segment with a TV show, and I was kind of talking about YouTube and being a makeup artist and all that stuff. And it was like midsummer. I was running from somewhere. I had like a very dewy, glowy makeup on, and I was literally running like in heels down the street to this next location, and then I had a meeting, and then I was filming this thing. So it was a bit of a crazy day, and I was dumb and didn't really pack blotting sheets or anything, but like didn't feel oily, but also didn't look in a mirror. So I literally rush into this taping, I sit down. It was a pretty chill interview. Like they just kind of like sat me down. We literally started recording right away. Like I didn't have a hair and makeup artist or anything like that. I literally didn't even go to the bathroom, which I don't know why I didn't just take a minute and was like, hey, let me just go to the bathroom and take a minute. I should have. Anyways, long story short, this entire interview, not only am I like literally sweating at the hairline, like profusely dripping just because I was so hot from running around. Also, this dewy makeup that I did, I'm like so shiny and oily, and look, it did not read well on camera. It looks like I literally jumped in a pool and I'm like sweating profusely, and just, it is so hilariously like, just not it. So that is a tip. If you are ever gonna be on camera, you'd rather be more to the matte side than the dewy side, because studio lights reflect dew in a different way, a very different way. That was a bad memory. I'm gonna try to bury that one again now. So I'm also just popping that up on the brow bone. I also always like to put a little bit just on the cupid's bow there. Cute, dewy baby. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of contour. Now, I've been using the Smashbox contour for literally for forever. I don't really use the other two shades in the palette very often. I just pretty much use this contour one. So I'm gonna go in with this angled brush here, dip that in the contour. I always use the mirror. This is why a lot of my makeup products are so dusty in the mirror. I actually use the mirror to kind of like diffuse it and get the product like in the brush. I know a lot of people will like blow on their brushes, which I find that I just can't do that. That's gross to me. Some people will like kind of like dust it off, which that just seems wasteful. So I always kind of just like squiggle it in the brush and get it really dispersed evenly on the brush, and that really helps me with an even application. So I'm gonna go tilt my face back, kind of find that natural cheekbone. A little tip is where like that little, you know, the little ear nub thing? What is that called? If anyone knows the scientific word for the ear nub, comment down below, that'll be useful. I like to kind of follow the line of my ear nub to the corner of my lip. And that typically tends to be the natural cheekbone if you can't find it. But if you can see it, just follow that. So I'm just gonna start from the little ear nub. Blending always upward with your contour. You don't want to kind of go down. You want to drag it and create that natural curve up. So taking that, pressing it upward. And I really don't like to bring my contour or anything further than the outer corner of my eye there. So it's really, you know, makeup is all, you know, geometry. It typically is all very proportionate with your features. So there we go. It's not anything crazy at all, but just a little bit, you see a little bit of cheek, you know? I'm also gonna take a little bit of that and go down the side of my nose. I kind of like to pinch my brush, and that kind of fans it out a bit more. I just kind of drag this down the nose just to kind of slim it out and define it a bit more. Now, this is a big tip for y'all. I feel like I've talked about this. I don't know if I talked about it on a YouTube video, but I've definitely talked about it on Instagram live stream before. So if you don't follow me on Instagram live stream, you're missing out on all these spicy tips. Basically what I do is, this is my life hack for a bigger like lip. It basically gives you like the illusion of lip injections, which I've never had my lips done, but I can sure fake it. So I like to kind of stretch my lip like that. I take that contour powder on more of like a fluffy brush like this, and I'm gonna go just very in a small area under the lip. Watch this. So you're basically giving yourself like a reverse milk mustache. Get ready, guys. Get ready for this. Oh, this is a big one. This is a big reveal. Look at that. Looks like I'm pouty, you know what I'm saying? So just blend that out so it doesn't look like you've, you know, got a dirty lower lip. So there you go, you instantly have that like very pouty lower lip. Now you can contour the top lip as well to make that kind of, you know, lift up a bit or appear to lift up. But honestly, that takes a bit more precision and can go wrong much easier. So I wouldn't recommend you doing it unless you've like practiced it a ton. For myself, I typically, whoa. Is there a ghost in here? Whoa, that actually might be better. We're just gonna roll with it. That was alarming though, for sure. There's a ghost in here, I come in peace. Anyways, lip contouring, what I sometimes do, I definitely use more of a precise brush. Do I really wanna do this right now? I only like to contour kind of the top part of my lip. I'm not gonna do a lot. Because it can look like I have a mustache. Especially, I actually haven't tweezed my mustache in about a week, so this probably is just adding to the effect. Anyways, just a tip, practice. Practice, practice. Okay, now we're gonna do a little eyebrow. Oh, actually, I'm gonna do a little fake freckle. You guys know I love to do fake freckles. I'm not one of those gifted people that naturally has freckles, so I like to draw them on. So I either like to use an eyebrow pencil, or what I do, I also have Freck, which is like a little fake freckle product, which is absolutely incredible. This is like the teeniest, tiniest little product, and it's got like this little, it's almost like a little felt tip end, and you just kind of dot on your freckles. So I do that sometimes, but this tends to be a bit darker, and sometimes it dries really quickly, so sometimes it can be a bit more finicky. So I'm just gonna use my eyebrow pencil for now, but if I do wanna intensify it, I will go in with that. The beauty of that is that that is more of a long wear product, whereas these ones tend to rub off. So if you are going for more of like a heat-proof makeup, you might wanna use Freck instead. So when I do the fake freckles, I kind of actually like to reinforce the contouring that I did on my nose. So I'm gonna keep the freckles on this part of the nose, which will again help slim the bridge. So that's where I like to focus the darkest freckles instead of just going all over. And I like to kind of create sporadic shapes just so it doesn't look too uniform. The eye typically tends to believe that things are natural if it's less symmetrical and less perfect. So don't draw like perfect circular fake freckles. I mean, unless you're going for a very stylized makeup look, but if you want them to look natural, kind of change the pressure and the angle that you're hitting and just, you know, be a little more crazy with it. If you want to set those fake freckles too, you can go back in with your bronzer brush or your contour brush and just kind of press over top, and that'll just kind of set that brow product a bit more. Speaking of brows, I'm gonna go in, comb them. Now, especially for holiday makeup, I think that fanned up eyebrows just look absolutely incredible. So I'm gonna go in with some brow gel. You could do like soap brows for this, or just like a really strong hold clear brow gel. I'm using the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. And this is, it's like glue for your eyebrows. You could use like a hairspray even. So I kind of like to start by applying a ton of the product all over, like smothering the brow. And then I kind of like to push it and go in reverse. That way the eyebrows are really coated. Then I'm gonna go back in, dip in again. I've got fairly, I wouldn't say bushy eyebrows, but they already have, you know, shape to them. So if you're not working with much in the beginning, this probably isn't gonna work out the best for you. You might need to do like a pomade first and like draw in more of a shape. But if you have similar eyebrows to me, I really like this technique. So now I'm kind of just flattening and pressing the eyebrow and really just basically gluing it to the skin. The idea is to get the eyebrow hair directly onto the skin. And I kind of like to press even with my finger, fan them up. You'll kind of be able to tell the way that your eyebrows sit naturally. Like if they want to go more up versus outwards. Mine typically tend to go pretty straight up. Look at the difference. This one is looking crazy, but just wait, it'll come together. It always looks crazy at first. Wow, that was like exhausting. That took a lot out of me. Okay, we're gonna go in and fill that in a second, but I do wanna move on to eyeshadow. So we're gonna go into this lovely, lovely palette. I'm gonna start, I don't even know where to begin. Everything just looks so pretty. So I think I wanna start with this shiny kind of iridescent golden pink, I don't even know what color this would be. This one I think is called Push It. And then we're gonna go into Deep Cut and then Crushed. So I'm gonna start with this brush here. This is from Bristles Beauty. Now I really like this brush because it's super teeny and precise and really good for packing on color. So I'm gonna start with that really shimmery, oh, this looks so pretty. All over like the inner corner going towards the middle of the lid. I'm gonna go into this really white light highlight color and pop that more in the inner corner. Now I will confess I am making this up as I go. But there was a makeup tutorial that I saw by Hindash. He's an incredible makeup artist. I think he did it like last year with some Fenty eyeshadows. It was like this orange and pink summer makeup. Oh my God, it was so good. Actually, I should watch that and follow that right now. But I remember being like, wow, I want to do like a summer makeup those colors one day. So today's the day. I'll leave a link to that tutorial down below. His tutorial is gonna be far better than this one, but definitely worth watching. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with this orange color as the main base over the lid. So I'm gonna start with just a MAC 217 brush and just taking the flat side of it and kind of packing that over the lid. I'm not gonna go any further than the crease, just literally on the center of the eye. Sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing if I'm holding the mirror over my face. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on the outer corner where I want the pink shade to be. So I'm just rubbing my finger into that orange shade there, and that's gonna go directly on the center of the lid. So I'm just gently gonna soften that out. And now I'm gonna go into this more intense kind of purpley pink color. Whoa, that swatches so nicely. I'm gonna pack that more on the outer part of the eye. Now I always like to kind of follow more of a cat eye shape with my outer crease, so I like to kind of lift it up a bit higher. So that's why I'm gonna place the shadow a bit higher. So now I'm just taking more of a precise kind of pencil crease brush and just softening those edges of the pink especially. And I'm gonna go back in with that more duochrome original color and pop that on the Cupid's bow. And I think that's gonna look really good actually on top of the highlight. So I'm gonna carefully get my brush in there and hope it ain't hit any other color and just pop that out there. I think the duochrome is gonna look really good. Oh yeah, that's sick. Now I'm gonna go in with that original, the big fluffy brush here and just soften all the edges. Now I feel like lately I've been such an eyeliner girl and not really an eyeshadow person, but since we have such an eyeshadow on today, we're not gonna do any liquid liner or gel liner, but I am gonna go in with this deeper brown and just kind of softly do like a little bit of lash intensifying. I wouldn't even say like a liner because I don't want this to be creating like a cat eye or anything, but really just to thicken up the lash line. I naturally have like no eyelashes, so I want it to appear a bit more full. Okay, now we're gonna go in and finish the eyebrows. I'm gonna take this little brow pen here. This one is from Revlon. This is in the shade medium brown. Whoa, I just broke it. That was not supposed to happen. So any brow marker you have will do. I've used, you know what I used and I really like? The Glossier Brow Flick. Brow Flick? Is that what their pen's called? That one's really nice as well. So I'm just gonna draw in little hairs. Okay, now lip. I feel like I'm just gonna go with my classic lip. I use this lip liner all the time. You guys are gonna roll your eyes. It's the Makeup Forever Aqua Lip Liner in 2C. My tried and true. I'm actually gonna go in with a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury. I love this one with the tan. This is Angel Alessandra, and this is like this beautiful light corally peachy pink lip color that just makes blue eyes pop and makes a tan pop. It goes very good with the orange eye that we've got going on here. Now, I wish I had more of like a shimmery lip gloss. I'm not really a shimmery lip gloss kind of gal, but I feel like with this look, it could use it. I'm gonna go in, I think, let's go back in with that duochrome powder and see what happens. Oh, I like it. Okay, not mad about that. We're gonna finish up with some mascara. We can do some setting sprays, that way it lasts all night. You know what, I could bump up the eyeshadow a little bit with this Dazzle shadow. You know what, let's do it. Screw it, we're on vacation. We're on vacation. Let's go cray cray. I'm gonna take this little brush here, take this, kind of like, it's almost like a cream eyeshadow. MAC Dazzle Shadow Liquid in Everyday-ish Sunshine. Everyday is Sunshine, I said that weird. And this is just gonna go on the inner corner. That is a bright inner corner, my friends, but you know what? That is how we do it. I'm gonna go in and curl the lashes. I've got an eyelash curler here. Now, I always wear waterproof mascara, even when I'm not at the ocean. I just find that it holds curl better, and I've got very short eyelashes. They're very straight and almost downward, if anything. And unless I wear waterproof mascara, they won't hold the curl, no matter what curling mascara I use. Something about waterproof, it's more of a dry formula. It tends to be a bit more crunchy, which I know doesn't sound very appealing. But if you're looking to hold the curl, that's what you gotta do, so. And then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the High Pigment Long Wear eyeshadow pencil. This one is in Mambo. And I'm just gonna take this on the upper waterline. I can't hold my mirror and do this all at the same time. Again, that's another personal makeup pet peeve, when I see a beautiful eye makeup and then gaps in the lash line. This just helps fill in any gaps, make the lashes look super full. And to me, no eye look is complete without a little tight line. And I don't necessarily even go all the way in. I stop at about the halfway point, but that just kind of keeps the eyes up and open and bright and chipper. I'm gonna set this with the Urban Decay All Nighter. Again, this just makes it last really long. I don't even understand the science behind it. I just know that it does. I remember one time I was like biking through a rainstorm, like an intense rainstorm, and I was sweating, I was hot, the rain was hitting, like things just were happening, and I had a full face of makeup on, and I got home, and I'm not kidding you, my makeup, I think it looked better actually. This is the stuff, I swear by it. This is so good, and it somehow does make your makeup last all day. Okay, so this is the finished makeup look. I always feel complete when I take the hair clips out and I toss the hair. I go, ah, the makeup is done. I'm gonna go change for dinner. I think I have like this little black slip dress that I think I'm gonna wear with this. I have 2 more nights here, 3 more nights here in Punta Cana, so I'm gonna go enjoy my final night. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this makeup look. Let me know what you guys wanna see down below in the comments. I'm always reading the comments. If you guys have any video recommendations, like tell me what you wanna see and I will do it. Yeah, anyways, thanks guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Give the video a thumbs up, do all the things, follow me, blah, blah, blah. You guys know what's up, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye, that was weird. Thanks for watching, bye.